Hi, everybody. This is Monique Morton, Senior Content Director for Math and Computer Science at Advanced Kentucky, and this is a review of the Advanced Kentucky Online Reporting System. So since study session seasons is just around the corner for most of math, computer science, and science, I thought it would be a good idea to remind people on how to use the online reporting system. There are directions on the online reporting system's window itself. I'll point those out to you. And at the end of this broadcast, I will also point out where you can find frequently asked questions about the online reporting system. So I'm going to go through this step by step and include some things that hopefully you've already done, but if you haven't, you'll be able to follow along. So if you have your computer and you can follow along, that'd be great. You can follow the steps as I go through them. This broadcast is being recorded, so if you want to watch it later, you can feel free to do that as well. So first, let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll get started. So what you see now is the Advanced Kentucky homepage. Right? This is where you'll start off. So if you're going to report something on a data reporting system, and this is where you report things like your attendance at vertical team meetings, student study sessions, AP Summer Institute, and fall forum for your AP teacher stipend, as well as information about your students, projected attendance, actual attendance, etc., for student study sessions. So after you go to the Advanced Kentucky website, on every page there's this link, this icon that says data reporting. If you click on that icon, it'll take you to the Advanced Kentucky reporting system. So if you change your username, right, it's probably your email address and your password. So if you don't already have a password, before I even get started with this, if you've never been on the Advanced Kentucky Data Reporting System before and you don't have a password, click on Retrieve Password and enter your email address. We will send you your password for the Advanced Kentucky system. It's based on the email address that we were given from your administrators when your attendance and enrollments were sent in to us. If you have a problem, please just email one of us or send an email to advnckysupport@kstc.com. But let's go back. So I'm going to log in. And after you log in for the teacher portal, your page will look something like this. It'll have your name up here. It should have your name for profile. And the profile is your general information. So let's click on Jessica's profile. And Jessica's profile, first name, middle initial, her email address, and the roles that she currently fills. You can't change this information, but you can update and change, if necessary, this information. It's also helpful for you to put in your cell phone numbers for student study sessions, but if you don't have that in there, don't feel like you have to. So if you're a teacher and an AP coordinator and a content coordinator, you would check all three boxes, but I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to go back. So let's start with how to put in projected attendance for a student study session. This is very important that you know how to do. So if we're going to go to view and edit enrollments, this session attendance is not about student study sessions, that's about your attendance. Go to view and edit enrollments to do anything with students. And Jessica apparently is teaching 3 very different classes, including AP Calculus, AP Lit, and AP Stat. If you're teaching a course, you're probably only teaching one, and you should see that course listed. If you don't see student names, like Jessica doesn't see her student names right now, if you click on the plus sign, you should see your enrollment. So Jessica currently has these 3 students enrolled in her AP Calculus class. You'll notice that as you go across, there's your first, middle, and last name. Mock exam is whether they've taken the mock exam or not. So yours probably has NA in it, since we have not given any mock exams for math or computer science. Exam intention is whether they're going to take the AP exam in May. Later on in the school year, we will ask you to enter the exam intention of each individual student. Projected score, that is, what score do you believe the student will be getting on the AP exam before they actually take it. If the student drops the class, you're going to click the drop spot. We will put in these student scores after we receive them later on in the summer. And here is projected and actual attendance for the 3 study sessions. Now, it's important to note that computer science principals has already had their first study session. So your information for projected and actual attendance actually should already be in there. If not, please put it in as soon as possible. You will go to your remaining study sessions with the math classes, calculus and statistics. So the next study session in January, February would be the computer science principal study sessions number 2, while if you teach calculus and statistics, it'll be study session 1. So this is how you edit it. At the end of each row, you'll notice this little icon, and as I hover over it, it says details. You click on that, and that'll take you into the enrollment record for the first student, in this case, Jeffrey Baker. If we think that Jeffrey is going to student study session number 1, we will select yes. If you have, now right now for the calculus and statistics teachers especially, all of these should say NA, not no, NA for non-applicable. You have to go in and select yes or no. So you click yes if you think they're going to attend the first student study session. This should be entered 2 weeks prior to the actual study session date. And then you update it, and it automatically takes you to the next person in the list. Let's say Rachel is not going to go to the first study session. She's already told me that she's not planning to go. I click no, and I update. And it keeps taking me through. I don't know why these say true or false. They should say yes or no. So we're going to say yes here for Jane Jenkins and change these to no's because it's really weird. It should not have a true or false option, so I don't know what's happening here. But you get the idea. One by one, through every student in your classroom, you're going to indicate whether they are projected to come to the study session. So that means you need to check with your students as to whether they plan to come or not. Some of you are going to need buses. You need a count of students. The people who are hosting the study sessions need an accurate count of students. I need an accurate count of students. So please put in your projected attendance at least 2 weeks before the actual study session. When you finish and get through all of the students, and I'm just going to go ahead because I only have 5 students in the class. And I'm going to do update their attendance for all of them. Let's say Chris Baker. It should pretty much be blank or say non-applicable. Let's say he's not coming to that first study session. When you reach the end, it'll just sit here. So if you click on the back button, it'll take you back to the original screen. And all of those changes that I made for those students should now be recorded in the projected attendance. See those first 3, yes, no, yes? Those are showing up here. So you can tell whether the things have gone up in there. If you need to re-edit because something is wrong or needs to be changed, you'll go back into the edit menu, and if you start with the first student, as you update, it'll keep going from student to student. After the actual study session has occurred, you're going to go back in and edit, change, and check the actual student study session attendance. So for each study session, you will enter projected attendance 2 weeks before the date and actual attendance immediately after the date. This is how we keep track of who's going into the study sessions and who's not. This is also where you'll report these other things that you'll see back on in this section. Now let's go back to home. And let's talk about entering your teacher information. So as AP teachers, you're expected to do the following. We expect you to attend 4 vertical team meetings per school year. We expect you to attend the student study sessions. We expect it then to participate. Keep an eye on your students. Be active in the actual study session, etc. We expect you to go to fall forum, which you should have already done, and we expect you to report your AP Summer Institutes. These 2 things, your fall forum report and your AP Summer Institute report, should already be in here. If they are not, go ahead and enter your student study set, your AP Summer Institute report, the dates and location of your study session. So let's say, let me take some things out of here. Let's say Jessica has not put anything in here. I think I'm deleting things out so we can see how this works. So let's say that Jessica hasn't put anything in yet, and she did go to AP Summer Institute that started back on June 20th, right? And that was at the University of Louisville, right? I presented AP Calculus that week. We submit, and we close this window. I refreshed it. Now notice that here for school year 2016-17, it now shows that information that I put in about that student study session. I'm sorry, the AP Summer Institute. And it's also showing how much of that $500 teacher stipend Jessica has earned so far. And Jessica's also went to fall forum. So since she's gone to fall forum, and we have records about your fall forum, but all of your information about, what was fall forum, the 4th and 5th? All of your, apparently can't type and talk at the same time. All of your information should be put in here, as well as other forms and things that you submitted. And I'm gonna close this window. So if I refresh, now it shows that part of the stipend earned for the AP Summer Institute, that part of the stipend earned for the fall forum. So far, Jessica has earned $260 of the $500 stipend. This is the only place that we will take the records to pay your stipends. So you must fill out these reports immediately after the events so that you can earn your stipend. So if you have already had a vertical team meeting, you go to vertical team meeting report, you select your course, your session date, let's say it's today, and your location, AdvanceKentucky High School, and you're required to say something about the pre-meeting recruit and the logistics and the agenda, and make some other comments. So all of the areas that have red stars must be filled in. You click submit. Let's close this window and refresh it. And now you see I've earned the portion of a stipend for one vertical team meeting. The max this number should be is $500. 4 vertical team meetings, 3 student study sessions, 1 fall forum, and 1 AP Summer Institute. So for student study sessions, the form is similar to the one for vertical team meetings. Everything that has an asterisk must be completed. There will be 3 or 4 topics. In the 3 topic one, where it says topic, just write NA so that you can go ahead and submit your form. Right? So it's asking about the effectiveness of the consultant, engagement of the students, the effectiveness of the study session, what did you learn, suggestions for improvements, etc. So this information is necessary for you to be able to earn your stipend after you've reported your 4 vertical team meetings, the fall forum, the teacher APSI. The max that this number should be is $500. Now, a side note for content coordinators. If you are a content coordinator, you see an extra row going across here that talks about content coordinator forms, and you also see a separate generation of the content coordinator standards. Stipend. If you're a content coordinator and an AP teacher, you need to fill out 2 reports for each vertical team meeting you go to, 2 reports for each study session you go to as a content coordinator. You should watch this number go up. Please do not wait until the end of May to put that information in here. I'm going to go ahead and log out Jessica Sanford. And I'm going to go ahead, and since I mentioned content coordinators, I'm going to let content coordinators see the difference between what a regular AP teacher sees and what a content coordinator sees. So, math coordinator portal, see that this line up here is different if you are a content coordinator. If you're a content coordinator and your page doesn't look like this, check with us. You can send an email to me and I'll forward it on to the people who can change things. You can check your profile the same way. The difference is when you log into school enrollments, you not only see your class, if you have any, but you will also see the other math and computer science teachers in your school. If you need to report session attendance, you'll see the content coordinator versions of the vertical team report and the study session report. You'll need to fill out both. You should only fill out this 3rd form if you are a content coordinator who is hosting an AP study session. There's an additional form because there's an additional stipend for that. And the leader training that we had at the end of August. If you attended this leader training, you should have already completed this form. I'm going to go ahead and log out and head back to the Advanced Kentucky website. So if you need to have any questions after this demonstration, one place you can look for answers is the FAQ on the website. When you click on FAQ, and under Data Reporting System, which is the only category we have on the website right now, you'll see questions about adding a new teacher, adding new enrollments, editing an enrollment, export enrollments in Excel, etc., deleting a session or a stipend. So if you have any of these questions, you can go directly to the frequently asked questions section of the Advanced Kentucky website. So that's it. That's all there is to it. We don't need any additional time to go through anything else. This website's, this webinar, this video is being recorded so that you can see it on my website. I'm going to share the link with the Advanced Kentucky YouTube page so that you can see it there also. And hopefully this will help you as we go along into the second part of the school year, where we're having this AP study sessions for computer science and for science and for English. One more thing I want to show you before I go off the air. Let me share my screen one more time. So I'm back at the Advanced Kentucky website. And what I want to do is I want to go to trainings and under trainings to student study sessions. As you look for all of this information about student study sessions, and I suggest you look through these things. Over here on the right, you'll notice a calendar. The math study sessions dates, as I know them to be right now, have already been entered into the calendar. So if you click on January, you'll notice here in red the math study sessions that are scheduled in January. I can look at this by month. I can look at this by week. I can also look by category. So the Region 8 math study session is on January 14th. It will be between Fleming County and Mason County High Schools at Mason County High School. And the contact information for all the math study sessions are for me. So if you need for some reason to look at the dates for math study sessions, they're already here on the calendar. The science study sessions, let me go ahead and click all categories. The science study sessions are here as well. The science study sessions are the ones that are in blue. English study sessions, we're still working on a couple of dates, but there are a couple of dates that are in here already. This is being constantly updated. I already know one change that I have to make. So you might want to look to make sure that, one, your study sessions are on here, and two, that they're in here correctly. All right, that's really it. I hope you take advantage of using the online reporting system. Please report your events as they happen. Don't wait until the end of May to enter everything. Do not wait until the end of May to enter everything. That's in danger of crashing the system, which will only slow down the effort of paying your stipends. We pay the stipends based on the information in the online reporting system. So if you see something wrong or not reported or the total's not right, make sure that you take care of that as they happen. So that if we have any problems whatsoever when early May comes around, we've already taken care of it. I'm Monique Morton, Senior Content Director for Computer Science and Mathematics with Advanced Kentucky. I hope you've enjoyed this program and this refresher of how to use the Advanced Kentucky Online Reporting System. If you have any questions, you can email me at mmorton@kstc.com or your appropriate Senior Content Director, or Aaron, or Jana, the Math and Science Content. In fact, just email any of us and we'll be more than happy to help you. Happy holidays. I'll see you next spring? No, it'll be winter time. See you in January.